we were, oh boy. Yeah, okay, back to where we were. So once it's at the estimation phase, then you can go to the planning phase, planning board, and actually start adding those stories that you estimated to a sprint. As you can see, we add 2 stories to a sprint here, right? We have create user account and create and sign up using Google. Those are all 2 stories that are associated with the create user account feature, right? So if we do plan here, we'll see those 2 user stories that we had estimated before. They're now available for planning. We can put them on the board for this 3rd sprint or the 4th sprint, doesn't matter. We can actually even put it on this board for the current sprint because the current sprint hasn't been activated yet. But once it's on the sprint and you actually look at the task board, this posted right here becomes this area right here, and then you can add tasks to that to those stories, right? So a story will have many tasks, and the way to kind of explain that is, so here's a way to explain it. So if you go back to planning and you look at signing up with Google, 2 tasks that are associated with signing up using Google might be research the Google OAuth API and then implement the Google OAuth API as a service, right? Those are 2 tasks, right? So that sends you the progression from an epic/feature, the stories that are associated with those, and then the tasks to perform to complete a story. So once you complete each one of those tasks, then that story is done.
Shelly, are we also creating the test cases respective to the tasks?
So yes. And if you can find someone who actually knows how to test with these or knows how to use testing frameworks with Google, all the better. But if you just want to do manual test cases, like somebody manually log in and test to make sure this works and checks off the box saying, yes, I tested this, it does work, and accept it, then we can do that as well. So the only thing I would suggest is the person who implemented not be the one who did the acceptance test, right? We want somebody else looking at it.
So we're estimating the user stories, then there has to be a way to estimate the tasks as well, right? Because the time will be divided.
Absolutely. Yep, you can estimate, well, you can take a task. I don't know if you can estimate the task. Let's see. So if I take this, well, I can't really take that. Let's look at this one. Let's look at the current sprint. So if I take this task here.
Oh, yes, I think it's
sorry. If I take this task here, then what can I do with it?
It has...
Nope, there's no way of estimating the task itself. I think all the estimates are done at the story level. But you can put how much time, I guess. We can look into that, though. I actually contacted, well, no, I won't, to full transparency, one of the, I guess, a sales rep or someone from ICE contacted me via email earlier today, and I was chatting with him. And he said if we ever had any questions that I could email him. So that might be a question that I send him, asking him, how do you estimate a task? But I don't think you would estimate a task. I think you estimate the story, right?
I don't recall, because I think we had that facilitating target process, but I don't
recall. It's possible, but technically your estimations are done at the story level, right? And then you just give, your if you're also doing time tracking, I guess, at in your software, then you can also estimate a task, but.
And there must be a way to assign a developer as well, right? So it will be easier for us.
No, the person has to take it, right? They have to come to the board and take it. I can't assign it to someone. If you see a task on the board, you actually just take it. Or maybe, yeah, see, there's no feature for me, even as a Scrum Master, to assign it to anyone. And that kind of tracks with agile practices. You're not really supposed to assign work to anybody. People are supposed to come grab things off the board and finish them. So,
but it will show the name of the developer, right? Besides that, I mean, right in front of that user story or something. Because if you want to contact anyone, then it becomes easy.
that would be nice. I don't know. Oh, here. See where it has my initials up there, and if I hover over it, it shows that it's assigned, that I have it.
Yeah.
I'm responsible for it. Yeah. It would be nice if you could click on that and then it takes you to my profile and see my email address or something like that, but I don't think it's doing that. But at least I can see who that is and then go into the team and find that person. And I don't know if you guys, how do I contact a team member? That I don't know. Like if I wanted to send a note to one of you guys, I'm not sure how to do that. Not through this tool.
Yeah, because there has to be some
comments. Right? Wait a minute. Maybe it's comments. Hold on. Let's see. If I leave a comment on a task that is assigned to someone, that is not what I typed. Yeah, that's what I typed. Will you then get an email or something, or I'll check my email to see if I got anything from ICE. That's what happened with youTrack the other night. I was literally like getting in bed and I saw that Brendan had left a comment on one of the tasks that I had set up. Hold on. Be right back.
I'm having a really hard time.
So is this all making sense?
Yeah.
I try to follow it on the Scrum. My screen looks different than hers. I don't have the same tasks that she has. I can't figure out where she is in the whole thing. I mean, I know right now, Shelley, that you're at the task board. Okay.
So what do you see on the task board?
For once, it does look like yours. Normally, I see fewer or more tasks than you, usually fewer. Right now, it's just the one. Breakdown MVP, epics.
Right. That's the only thing on the task board right now.
Right. At the end, yeah, because last night it was vastly different than what you were looking at. Okay, I have a lightning bolt thing that says 20 up in the top right, and mine's yellow.
Yep, that's the estimate.
Okay.
That's either estimate. That's the estimate of either a value or effort I was playing around with.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, I see. When I checked it, it went away. So it's basically a notification just telling me to check it.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just a little bit confused here. I'm not an iOS person, so.
Right back.
Okay. Sorry. Say hi. Say hi. Right there.
I got a question.
Yeah.
In that planning tab, you know how you have sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4?
Mm-hmm.
And I see that sprint 2 has a different color than sprint 3.
Okay, so planning, sprint 2, sprint. Okay, so why are those different colors? Because I changed the color somewhere, and I don't remember where I changed the color.
Okay.
To be honest, that's the only reason why.
Okay, so if we want to say, for example, execute sprint 3, how do we do that?
So if you were planning that far ahead, like, and you were planning to have, let's say, reward system be a part of sprint 3, you still need to have gone through creating the user stories and estimating them, and then you can plan. You can just simply click plan. It does in fact have different, no, that's a different color. I remember it was a different color. You can just click plan. It looks like you can plan up to 3 sprints at a time, because that's all that's showing on the board. You might be able to move over some. Yeah, you can move over by using these buttons here. That's not very intuitive, but that's what they're for. And now I can't see the multiple sprint view. There we go. So if I wanted reward system to be a part of sprint 3, that's how I would do it. But again, it still already has to be a story. It has to be estimated. And then you can put it on whatever sprint you want if you want to plan that far ahead. Right. Typically, though, what we do is plan 1 or 2 sprints ahead, because we want to be agile enough to where we're not so planned ahead that things just become discombobulated when we want to move this from 4 sprints ago from now, right? Just it's better to leave things on the backlog until you're ready to move them up. Anyway, so the plan, just so I understand, the plan is for me, Scott, Anuja, to start breaking the stories down into. Yeah.
So, we all have to contribute to how we should break those epic stories down to user stories, right?
Right.
So we all pitch in and we all give our own ideas, and then Anuja, Scott, and Shelly will oversee all of those and determine which of those are critical, I guess, which of those are not critical, and things like that. So
yeah, we can. I would need to get input from you as far as criticality, but I do not see where this tool sent me an email saying that I had a comment. So I will send a note to the guy at ICE to figure out how do we send notices to users, to developers, how we contact developers. Because if all it does is leave a note and like you contact only when you're in the software, that's not very useful. I'd like the youTrack, it just happened. You didn't have to think about it. He commented on something that I had taken. Wait a minute, am I the responsible person? Yeah, I'm the creator. I'm not the responsible person on this one. Hold on. Is that where I left that comment?
Wait, for that youTrack that we used before, like, is it more user friendly than iScrum?
I didn't find it to be. I found it to be. I think there are plus and minuses to both tools. That one was so simple that I was wondering where things were, right? I was like, oh my God, how do I do this? And I never could figure it out. And then I did, once I got more sleep, I did kind of figure out what I was missing. But it was so simple. I'm like, oh, that's all you need to do. Okay. If you guys like, we haven't invested in this tool at all. We can look at the other tool. And if you guys think it's more intuitive, we can use it. I am not at all, sold on this tool at all. So if you'd like, we can go back to the youTrack.
Well, which one are you more comfortable with?
It won't matter because it won't matter to me. What matters to me is that you guys find it intuitive enough that you can use it without having, for me to go through these multiple of these.
Right. Well, let's just check it out and see how.
Okay. So did I delete? I didn't delete the Scrum board, did I? No. Okay. So this was like one of my issues. Okay. So it does look very different, but let's not compare the UI, not yet, because features are more important, I guess, than UI. So what was this? Oh, this is a user story, right? I didn't see where you can actually create epics or features, but you could, I guess. But then I didn't see where you can attach or link those user stories to the epics. So maybe that was just my ignorance, and I need to do a little bit more investigating. But the other one, it was a lot more intuitive. The way that the board looks, this is everything, and it just shows you, basically a list of tasks, right? It's more, I'm not as familiar with Kanban, but this looks more like a Kanban board than it does a Scrum board to me. But if we look at the Agile boards, nothing really ever comes up except for this. Oh, okay, there we go. So this was the one tool that was, actually that's unscheduled, here we go, Sprint 0. There we go. So it's very similar where you have something that's opened, you put it in progress, you set it to verify, which is different than the other one. I like that it has this step where somebody else has to verify it and move it to done. I like that part. I do. I like that you can put it in TV mode and it's easier on my eyes.
Yeah. So let's make a decision here. Which one do we want to go for, Shelley?
Well, it's not only my decision. I mean, it really is how easy it is for you guys to use, because
I'm going
to learn it regardless.
Both has the same learning curve.
Okay.
So it all depends on.
Okay.
I can work with either.
Okay. So
but we want to finalize on which one we want to use.
Okay, that's totally up to you guys. I mean, I will make either one of them work, but I think one of the reasons why I wanted youTrack, because it is a JetBrains product, I thought there would be some integration with Android Studio. I still haven't investigated that yet. Another reason was because it does have a mobile app, which I found useful. And then, but I think their offering is a little different. They offer, I think they offer a free project, one project, 10 developers, and that would be our maximum is 10 people who can get in here and look at, and actually do things, right?
Okay. Do we at any time soon that we need 10 people to be on this Scrum board?
Probably not. And even, probably not. And honestly, even if we migrated to a paid version of it, I didn't find that was actually all that expensive. It was like $35 a month, and I'll cover that myself. It's nothing. That's like,
I've got some guys pushing. Are you familiar with GitLab?
With what?
GitLab, GITLAB.
GitLab?
Yep.
So, well, no, Git is different. Git is different than.
No, I know. No, I'm not talking about Git. I'm talking. Okay. They were talking about for development. Has issues, Kanban, email integration, Slack, CI runners. I don't know. Does any of that make any sense to you?
Yeah, but I'm not really familiar with Kanban.
Let's not go off.
I'm not really familiar with Kanban, and we can look at it, but I'm trying to figure out how this looks like a project to me, not a. Hold on.
I was basically asking, would people go with ICE Scrum or youTrack, and this is
way more than what we need. This is like complete DevOps.
Yeah, I saw continuous integration and continuous development in the left corner.
Yeah, and it's free too, so bookmark that for another lifetime. Not tonight.
Not tonight, Scott.
Yeah.
And Brandon will need a repository as well. Not right now, but when we start coding.
I actually had it down. We should set up a GitHub and also a Google Drive. So we can share information. So I'll get that set up for us.
Put that on the Scrum board. Make sure you mark it and put information on where everything is. That way, when somebody else comes through, we know what was done by whom.
Okay, so that wouldn't be a epic, right? That would just be a story.
That would just be that actually on the board that we use. That's like either urgent task or just a regular technical story.
Okay, so can you show me how you should do that?
Yeah, add a task.
Oh, okay. Just you go task board. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm. We can do it there. But you guys, if you want to use youTrack, we can definitely use it. Both of them have their merits.
Okay, I think we should just stick with iScrum because we have things going on.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to backtrack and lose time here. We just want to.
Yep. And here's the thing: the best part about youTrack, not youTrack. I'm sorry. You want to use youTrack or
iScrum.
Okay. The best thing about ICE is if we later decide to stop using it, you can download everything in there.
Okay.
So we won't have to like abandon any of the stuff that we have. We can literally download it. I did that earlier.
Cool.
Here, this is like one of the sprint boards that was downloaded. You can literally download everything out, and I'm sure there's a way to import it in others' tools, or else they would not, like, why would anybody convert from one board to the other if there's no way to import your stuff, right? So, but I'm discouraged by the fact that Anusha has a really good point. How do I contact a developer that's working on something to leave him a note about something? I would have thought that I could put a note on the task and it would notify the developer that there was something there, a new comment on the task, but I don't see where I have an email saying there was a comment on that task. I don't know any other way it would have contacted me.
Yeah, and you know what, Shelley, not right now, but when you're actually solving a bug, not necessarily the developer that created that user story or developed that user story would be solving that bug.
Someone else, yeah.
Yes. So he needs to know the flow of that user story, the other developer. So there has to be a way for him to contact that person.
So that might be the thing that makes us go back to youTrack, because I know it was dead easy for Brendan to leave a note for me, and I was like, oh wow, okay, he figured that one out. Not only that, but I didn't have to tell him how to log in, right? I didn't have to tell you how to log in. I just sent you a link to the board, and he logged himself in. He got in the board. He saw the story. He sent a note about the story, all without me saying anything. And that's what I was hoping for any tool that I picked. So maybe this board is the better board to use.
Yeah. So
you talk about youTrack, right?
youTrack, yeah. That was my litmus test that you guys can use it without me having to train you how to do it. And obviously there is a learning curve with ICE, although it does a lot and it's pretty, there is a learning curve.
All right. So how about this? If youTrack seems to be a better option, what we can do, Shelley, is we will migrate all of the information from iScrum.
Yep, in the morning. Yeah, in the morning. No, it's not tonight.
Not tonight. Okay, whatever. Whatever. In the morning.
In the morning, yeah.
So that way, I can get trained as well, and I can share my knowledge with the rest of the group, and you can share the knowledge with the rest of the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we will do that tomorrow. So we confirm that youTrack is the one that we want to use.
Yeah, just because you found it so extremely easy it was a low bar of entry. Yeah. It was a low bar for entry. Okay. So
my vote for youTrack. I liked youTrack for its design, so my vote's for youTrack.
Okay. That's the vote then.
Okay,
I'm cool. like I'm whatever you guys can do, because I will learn the tool regardless. Again, just keep in mind, I was doing this at like 1 a.m. in the morning. Then I got up at 5 a.m. and looked at a different tool altogether. So,
yeah, good for you. Good. So my next question is, do we want to set up a Google Drive or a Dropbox? Which one is easier for you guys? I'm
team Google Drive. I mean, I'm team Dropbox, but I use both of them. Either one of them.
I use Dropbox, but
yeah, I use Dropbox like crazy, but either one of them I think does the same thing. But
yeah,
I just got some free storage, a ton of free storage on Dropbox. I have a terabyte that was free. So.
Oh, okay. So can you set that up then?
For the group I can, but my own box I can't give you guys access to.
Oh, no. I mean,
Make a folder within yours.
Yeah.
Was that you or Chewy making that noise?
All right, don't worry about it.
So here's the question.
We will just use the standard Dropbox.
What is our purpose for having the Dropbox or Google Drive? That might inform the decision.
Well, things like, because there are a number of people who wants to join, and and I want to make a record of their emails. And also some reading materials that I can share, books that I can share as well, like just general documentation sort of thing.
Okay. So I'm wondering, let's see.
Now, I don't mean to well, I'm assuming we're just going to make a Git for this, for version control.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And I am paying attention to the other stuff, but I have no opinion on iScrum versus youTrack because honestly, I can't figure out.
Yeah, I mean, to us, it's the same learning curve. So
right.
Yeah,
well, not really. We did prove, at least with one person, that there was a lower bar, entry bar. Yeah. At least I don't have, like, Anusha obviously knows how to use these types of tools, and she still couldn't figure out how to get to the board in iScrum. And everybody's kept asking me the same thing, like, how do I get there? I don't see the same thing you see when you log in. So, the other question is there any integration between youTrack and one of those cloud storage services? And do we care, right? Because I see where we can attach files here in youTrack. The question is, where is it actually storing it? Because on ICE, when you make an attachment, it actually stores it on, does it store it on your Dropbox or does it here? There's Dropbox and well, there's cloud integration, basically. Or you can just simply upload a file. So the question I had was, and maybe that's something I just need to dig into, whether there's any cloud integration for youTrack, cloud storage integration for youTrack.
Cool.
I'll dig into it.
Okay. So me and Shelly will get together tomorrow.
Morning. Yep,
in the morning, and then we will get the Scrumble set up, and then we start the story breakdown from an epic story down to a user story, and then that should take maybe 2 weeks, I assume, or maybe a week, because I want to plan a hackathon, so I can arrange, like that power grab thing. I want the power grab start to power grab people into that hackathon, so we can push and push and push. Okay.
So for now, let's just say we're going to be done with the breaking down the stories breaking down epics into stories in the next the sprint that I had set up, which is a week, right? We don't want to take too much time to do that because we're really not writing detailed requirements. We're just getting the broad strokes down, right? And like I was saying before, at work we do sprint planning in 1 day. So we literally spend 8 hours doing it one day, and then the next day we start the sprint. So, but I don't have 8 hours straight hours to give. I really don't.
I think we will learn the Scrum process like as we go through it.
Yep.
So Scott, like, don't worry, because I don't understand this at all.
Yes, he does.
It's my night to feel a lot better after talking to you guys, because Anuja can't figure it out, and she already knows how to use this type of thing. And Brandon and I are both lost, and Shelly just reassured me that my unit testing exploding was not my fault. So
Yeah, it wasn't your fault.
it's been a good night.
Oh, looky, there is integration with GitHub, so that's good, right?
Yeah. All right, we're gonna end in 10 minutes. It's gonna.
All right, go ahead. Let's end it. And I have everybody's email, so I'll be adding you guys to the board once we get it set up, or even before. I'll do that in the morning as well.
Okay.
I'm just trying to have one day, one evening where I'm not working. That's all.
Not that it makes much of a difference to anything, but they were looking for community leaders, whatnot. So I think she sent it to me just to give me an easy one by requesting leadership of the web study hall channel. I don't know that that means jack squat. It probably doesn't, but
okay.
I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't mean that I volunteered to be a student leader on the entire Slack thing.
Maybe it does, actually.
Oh, God, no. Oh, it says, which channel do you want to lead?
Okay.
Please tell me that meant one of the £sign channels and not the whole Slack channel.
So I think I'm going to delete this board because I have it named wrong. I still have it named for LLS instead of for LLC.
Yeah, we'll get through all of that tomorrow morning.
Okay. All right, you guys.
What time do you want to start? Like 11 or 10 or?
Give me until 11. At least I will have had breakfast by then.
Okay, sounds good.
All righty.
All right, good to see you guys. Oh, one request. Can you guys leave your email address so I can start making records of who is contributing and things like that. So point of contact stuff. So.
Okay, I thought. Oh, I guess we don't get access to each other's emails through Slack right there, Shelly. You don't see?
I've never seen it. Yeah, I don't see anybody's email when I look at your.
Or you can. Thanks for that. Yeah, do that.
What here? Or in the web channel?
No, or actually in the group chat, in the Zoom group.
We're just throwing it in group chat. I don't know.
Just do it in group chat.
Did you? I think you guys read that description.
What description?
Run that by Ryan. The description in the group chat.
Description.
While you guys are looking at me cluelessly, there should be this great big bunch of text in the group chat above the emails.
Oh, in the meeting. Sorry.
Yeah. I went to take a look at that particular page, and it says it's not available in my country.
Okay.
Now, I'm wondering if it's... No, it says United States. It's not available in my country.
Alrighty.
That's very strange. It's rated mature.
All right, we should end the meeting here.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for coming in, and we'll talk tomorrow. Will we have 15 minutes meeting tomorrow, like throughout the weekend as well, or?
It's up to you guys. I don't necessarily want to do it on the weekend.
Yeah, let's do it Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we will get together. And
yes, we will.
Sort the thing
Anyone
out.
else who wants to is at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds perfect.
All right,
Okay.
Cool.
Good night, guys.
Have a good Friday night.
Are you going to meet me in the other room for that unit test?
Yes, we certainly are. I'm sitting back down.
all right.